Meinald's footsteps suddenly pressed hard against the floor. Meinald's first step was to leave the group of people accompanying him far behind. Hey, one of them called Meinald, but he didn't seem to pay any attention to that. Rushing so fast that everything around was unclear. Sun Yunseo is very determined to win this match. But she once again showed a surprised expression. Although Meinald started a while later, he is now standing right next to Sun Yunseo. Meinald said, "Nothing special." Sun Yunseo was angry. "What?" Meinald replied with a smile, "I was just talking to myself. I have to try as hard as you." Meinald's steps are getting faster and faster. He is far away from Sun Yunseo. Helpless, she stopped and watched Meinald run away without saying another word. Sweat is flowing on Yunseo's cheek. Sun Yunseo remembers her first day at the training camp, opening the door. She was amazed. "Because there were people standing at the door to welcome me. What's going on? I just arrived at the training camp and already met the company commander. Are the rumors true?" Sun Yunseo, the general's daughter, she has ability extremely strong. Look at her shyness, ask her for help later. "Because I'm the daughter of someone important, I thought she would look tense, but that's not true." That's right, people like her are usually very arrogant. "Anyway, I'm so jealous. It's not like I've fully immersed myself into military life. I don't know about the other things, but it's already predetermined that our soldiers will be the best trained this time, right?" From beginning to end, Sun Yunseo didn't say anything more. And what made her most suspicious was Meinald's punch on the bloodstone. That day, at the training area, the white team won. A girl stood above waving a blue flag and shouting loudly. As soon as he returned to the team, he immediately received endless praise from his teammates. The teacher said loudly, "The blue team took back the white team's goal. The record was 3 minutes 34 seconds. The white team rested for 10 minutes on the spot. The blue team gathered in front of the judges, executing, everyone worked hard. Besides, 3 minutes and 34 seconds was a new record of the training camp. Rest comfortably but don't leave your position. Great, actually we can't do much. It's all thanks to that classmate, isn't that right? Let's all clap for Yunseo." Yunseo was praised by everyone, but she still sat there and pondered. In the general's resting room. Every girl is changing clothes after a tiring workout session. Suddenly a blonde girl opened the door. Looking at her attitude, it probably wasn't a good thing. She said, "The record we set in the morning training was broken this afternoon. Do you know what's even more absurd? The new record is 1 minute and 2 seconds. I can't believe it. Where did I find that record? Could it be that Kim Minjin of Team 4 alone broke that record?" Hearing this, Sun Yunseo's whole body suddenly stopped. In her heart, Yunseo is thinking about that person. Did you hear that? Kim Minjin, Squad 4, fired 10,000 bullets in a row during the improved bullet test. New training camp record. Kim Minjin of Platoon 4 ran 2 times faster than everyone else without breaking a single drop of sweat. That's right, Kim Minjin of Platoon 4 hunted an evil elephant in that dungeon. This name kept ringing in Yunseo's head that day, making her only answer, "Sleep quietly." She's not in the mood to listen to that anymore. Then Yunseo opened her eyes. Image of a man tying his shoes. A broad back that can carry anything. She stood behind and looked at that man. Eyes look intently. The man held out his hand and smiled at her. Then touched her head. Slowly walked away, leaving her in a quiet space. And she could only smile. "I will also become stronger like my father." Company commander's office. It's been 4 weeks of hard training. I called you today because I wanted to talk to my ex-boss's daughter. Is it okay, Hunter Sun Yunseo? Yunseo replied, thanking the captain for his concern. The captain opened his mouth. Had he chosen a place after training? With that training record, Hunter Yunseo was given priority to be assigned to a division with good records. Hearing that, Yunseo did not answer anything. The captain asked again. It was indeed General Sun's 107th Division. Kim M. Minjin, the name Yunseo said made the company commander a bit surprised. Yunseo breathed a sigh of relief. Say, oh, where will Kim Minjin go suddenly? Back to reality. At the physical fitness test, Yunseo said while running, that's right, it's not really because I want to be here, it's because of my childish competitiveness. I got angry for a moment, so I became agitated like a child. Competing and losing can make me feel unhappy. I'm jealous. Must first admit. Sun Yunseo, you always wanted to become stronger, not to be the top. I came here to become stronger without my father's help. If I meet a really strong person, I will try to be recognized and learn even just one thing. And then Yunseo's jealousy towards others was removed. She just arrived at the turning point, and no wonder the first person to arrive was Manold. Manold glanced at Yunseo. Then he held out his branded arm and grinned smugly. Walked up to Yunseo. Manold said, you did very well. Yunseo was teased to the point of anger. She raised her hand and shouted, Seal, please hurry. I'm sorry nonsense. Oh, I'm so angry. With that look on my face, Yunseo just kept going like a buffalo. Scene outside the dungeon entrance. Everyone looked tired except Manold, who was adjusting his hair. The commander smiled and said, "Time's up. Private First Class Kim Min-jun 29 minutes, First Class. Private, Sun Yunseo, 32 minutes, Second Place. Kim Min-jun is really excellent. All categories got perfect scores. All the tests will stop here. The hunters practice to pass the test. 1 hour after eating will gather in front of the training field." The whole crowd cheered loudly. "It's clear. Pick up the shirt." The two people's eyes looked at each other again. Puffy, Manold stuck out his tongue to tease. On the contrary, Yunseo was a bit shy this time. Manold just walked away, leaving Yunseo's eyes watching. "Oh hey, you passed the test too. So shy Minjun." That childishness makes a woman like Yunseo breathe a sigh of relief and smile. Yunseo's voice said, "Ha, in the end it was only me who was provoked, anyway I lost. I have nothing to say." She raised her face to the sky. "Wear a hat. And walk away." Division 105 Base, Practice Test Center Number 2. Strong thud. A man is fighting a group that looks like demons. Purring, it bared its 2 fangs and stared intently. Whoosh, this demon is rushing towards the boy. A demon had already died before. He was a bit tired after fighting for a while. The sound of breathing also became a bit faster. That demon also moved closer to the other soldier. He immediately turned his sword. His eyes both pay attention to the one closest to him and also pay attention to the one behind him. Fast. Clang, the sound of metal colliding rang out. He raised his sword to block. Bang, then he unleashed a strong kick in the stomach of that monster dog. After dealing with the first one, the one from behind immediately jumped right above his head. He held out his sword again to block. With a flash, a fatal sword created a long sword wound on the demon's chest. Manold knelt down on one knee and turned to look. Looking at this expression, you can understand that he is very tired. On the contrary, that demon's eyes were filled with the smell of death. The 2 demons once again stood before the soldier. Minold's eyes looked sideways and fell into contemplation. He is still as quiet as before. Part 2 of the practical exam, also known as the Special Weapons Proficiency Test, is actually simpler than I thought. I simply demonstrate the skills I have learned in the Hunter Corps to the examiner. Check it out. And that's the end of the test. Strength and agility in the movements don't matter, simply follow the sequence to pass. The majority of candidates choose swordsmanship for the test, and among them, Private Lee Dongjin received very high marks. And that's the end of the test. Strength and agility in the movements don't matter, simply follow the sequence to pass. Right now he is having a hard time fighting the demons in this test. Manold thought to himself, he certainly had problems in actual combat. In the final part of the test, also known as the ability to handle monsters, privates must defeat 4 hounds, while first-class privates must defeat 3 goblins using special weapons. A real match. Spit. Blood splashed onto the surrounding wall surface. The demon is slowly losing its life. It was stabbed to death by Lee Dongjin's other sword. And the practice was over for him. The commander announced, "Private Lee Dongjin, it took you 7 minutes and 52 seconds to complete the monster handling test. Go back to your seat." Lee Dongjin's face looked disappointed. He walked away cursing. Manold said in his heart, he had many opportunities to cut down the goblins. But each time he hesitated. Every time the sword slashes closer. He suddenly retracted his sword again. Doesn't he believe in his own strength? After a while, Lee Dongjin finally walked out of the tunnel towards the observation spot. Looking at Lee Dongjin's tired state, Manold didn't say anything more. "Welcome Kim Minjun, go down to the field and get ready." As soon as the command was given, Manold did not hesitate and went down. As he walked, Manold said, "Look here and learn. Today I will become a corporal. And show you how that habit of yours will harm you." The observers were all surprised and looking forward to it. The same goes for Sun Yunseo, even her commander. A baseball bat has pins on its head that go through it to form sharp points. Manold held it and stood proudly in the middle of the field waiting for practice. The old commander thought to himself, I know he got perfect scores in all the previous tests, but if he chooses such a blunt weapon, he will definitely have difficulty watching. Something that's required for a test like this. The hatch was slowly pulled up. 3 goblin demons also came out from there. It's just a simple fight. 3 goblins at the same time approached the Manold. They basically didn't pose any threat to Manold, so he seemed so relaxed. His hand tightly grasped the handle of the stick. Every vein began to appear. Swing the club first. The first second is close. Second to prepare. Third second, swish. 4 seconds completed. The 3 demons were beaten to pieces. All the observers had to exclaim, Is there someone so good in the 104th Division? He received perfect scores in all the practical tests, yet he is only a private first class. People cried crazy because of this event. Minold's eyes looked up. Sun Yunseo was surprised by that look this time. Minold grinned. He is currently the brightest star of this group of students. Who the hell is he anyway? Late afternoon at the convocation area, everyone did well. Especially Kim Min-jun. Minold smiled back. Soldier, Corporal Kim Min-jun. The commander walked over and kicked Minold's chest, laughing and saying, "It must be this lucky brat, promoted so quickly that he forgot his military rank. Let's keep it up, ha ha ha. I was worried because you were the only one in our battalion to be promoted this time," but the battalion commander was very happy after hearing the report. He said that no private first class had ever passed the test. Practice with a perfect score like that. Good job. If you don't pass, the whole team will die. Is that even important? Hey, when you become a sergeant, don't bully us. One day everyone was happy for Minold. Minold also smiled happily and replied, "Yes sir." While preparing to get in the car, Lee Dongjin's eyes looked at Minold again. Minold put his hand on Dongjin's shoulder. Dongjin said, "Private Lee Dongjin." Minold didn't say anything but turned away. Under his eyes was a sinister smile that didn't bode well at all. Everyone got in the car but their eyes were looking outside. The four looks between Yunseo and Minold each time made others understand that something was going on. Silent. On the left side of the chest there are two black lines. She performed very well in the monster handling test. So she must have passed the promotion test. Minold finally got in the car. His eyes turned outward again. Under the sunset sunlight, the two still looked at each other through the glass window. I should take this opportunity to apologize for the index test. However, Minold replied again with a teasing expression. If you provoke me again, you will die with me. Yunseo was startled. When she turned around, the car had already started moving. Farther and farther away.